Morning, everyone. Morning, 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 morning. Give me a second here. We'll start in just a bit. Ba-da-da-da. I want to get on Zoom here as well. We'll open up our Zoom. What is 1 second. 1 second. Good morning, Zoom, 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 Zoom as well. Uh, put this recording up. I'm gonna go through like the update. Sorry, let me just record from Zoom if Zoom wants to respond here. Actually, what the hell? Technical difficulty here on Zoom. Shit. Starting off this a little late because I'm trying to figure this out on Zoom here. I don't know why it's. Let me just get out of Zoom and then I'll try it again, and then we'll start. We'll do a little update on the day session itself, and then we'll go from there. Or sorry, the news I should say. A little jumbled. Yeah, technology is hard. Jeez. How many TPAs are in here? I don't know what just happened there. Anyways, let's get into. I want to do like the update on news this morning before we get started. So welcome everyone that's joining us here on the live stream as well. Hope you're all doing well. Morning, morning, everyone. It is Friday. Sorry, that took a long time. Friday, March 22nd, right? After a pretty eventful week, we had the Fed, we had new market high. Yesterday, we had sideways nonsense to us, little downside. We had some news out of Apple, the DOJ, antitrust, this and that. So let's take a look at some of the news that kind of transpired and how we can get ready for the end of the week, pretty much. Again, before we start this Friday, we're doing a stream here throughout the morning session. I want to take it easy, take it slow. Don't want to go crazy with it because it is Friday. The majority of the opportunity was throughout the week. We shouldn't be looking at Friday as like the make or break for the final week. So taking it slow, taking it step by step here. Already knocked out one trade pre-market with our team, looking for more, and we'll go from there. So let's take a look at some of this news. The federal government is not letting big tech out of its sights, right? The Biden administration hardens its playbook by taking a much stronger stance on the antitrust. Last year, the DOJ filed a suit against Google, as we saw, over digital advertising, which comes on top of a legacy trial that focused on internet search. The Federal Trade Commission, FTC, has also sued Amazon for illegally maintaining a monopoly by stifling the competition. as some who are watching and may have Amazon stores or have experience with it have seen, right? I've had some friends in Europe that they were trying to run Amazon stores and they just got completely shut down by Amazon, so that's pretty interesting. But that's been going on for a while now, while its agency is also going after Meta in an attempt to unravel its acquisition of WhatsApp and Instagram. We also have the matter of time, in a matter of time, but Apple has finally hit the list. Apple has employed a strategy that relies on exclusionary, anti-competitive conduct that hurts both consumer and developers. The U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland declared accusing the iPhone maker of violating federal antitrust law by monopolizing the smartphone market. Consumers should not have to pay higher prices because companies break the law. Following some of the news on on Thursday, Apple's shares slid a decent bit, about 4% into the close, erasing about 110 billion market cap value and bringing its stock year-to-date loss to about 11%. So Apple here, coming into the pre-market, markets are down slightly. Apple is actually up pre-market. So yesterday we had a pretty significant slide that helped out with our shorts in our room on Apple as this thing got pretty battered throughout the day. So the DOJ's allegations range from Apple violating the Sherman Act by using its iPhone to prevent other companies from offering competitive services like digital wallets, to limiting the functionality of hardware and making it difficult for users to switch and communicate with competitive devices such as Android phones. So if successful, it would hinder our ability to create the kind of technology people expect from Apple, where hardware, software, and service intersect. This was the response from Apple in a statement, and it will also set dangerous precedent, empowering the government to take a heavy hand in designing people's technology. So the quantum investor also said that the lawsuit is another headwind for Apple, while timing couldn't have been worse given the sentiment that the company has been left behind in the AI gold rush. He also adds, while the DOJ will likely fail to prove Apple a monopoly in court, the ordeal will create further negative sentiment towards the stock. So we've seen that downside over a decent bit of this year. In comparison, you throw in any AI name, you got Nvidia, even IBM year to date are doing significantly better than Apple. I think Apple's dip into these like 160s is good positioning to add to the long term. I like it. Anything under like 155, honestly, I think is going to be a gift. Yesterday we talked about Reddit. They IPO'd RDDT. So that IPO came out. We opened around, where do we open? We opened at $47. We hit a high of $57.80 and then a low of $45.05. We're gapping lower here pre-market as we faded a lot of that rally. So it hit the market debut and nearly 50% to over $50 a share on Thursday. Remember, I think that the expected opening price was in the mid-30s, if I'm not mistaken, what we had talked about yesterday. So this marks another success after, quote-unquote success, we've seen one day of this, after semiconductor firm Astera Labs, A-Lab, which is a ticker symbol, recently IPO'd. Reddit raised $748 million in the offering, selling 22 million shares amid strong investor appetite for all things AI related. So the CEO said that there are a lot of momentum. There was a lot of momentum to keep the business success story on track. Although some popular subreddits like Wall Street Bets and our stocks were bearish, calling it a pump and dump scheme. So it'll be interesting to see how this kind of unfolds. Most likely, well, I thought they were going to get either partnered with or bought out by someone, but we'll see over the course of the year how this unfolds with the expected just gravitational upside into the market forever, it would seem. So let's see what else we have here in terms of news. Not too much. Well, actually today we have Jerome Powell. He should actually be on the wire right now. We have a Fed's Jefferson speech, Fed's bar, just a billion Fed's boss. There's just Fed members all day long, which is going to be, I think, a huge pain in the ass for equities. So we'll see how kind of that shapes up realistically. But all these Fed speakers, there's going to be some kind of market movement and market motion from that. Some kind of expected moves, especially from Jerome Powell coming out. Well, I think he's already hit the wire. So we'll put some of our mods on here. We'll talk with Steven and Fatty. about this, and we'll set up a trade plan for the day. Now, to start off, I'm actually leaning a bit more on the bear side, which is, I know, outlandish. We're trading into highs. There's several cases to look for some of these sellers to come through. A lot of it's exhaustion from the buy side that we saw over the last 2 days. But other than that, I'll break down a full plan, what I'm looking at for these equities on today's session. But first and foremost, I'll put Mr. Box on here, and uh, we'll record this and get going. He's already on, apparently. Jerome Powell. Well, yeah, it makes sense, right? I don't know what he's talking about, to be honest, but I guess we'll see. Morning, Boxy. How you doing? Not bad, not bad. Wrapping up the week here. Looking for. I don't even want to get too active in the markets today, but we'll see. What about you? Going anywhere fun this weekend? Yeah, well, maybe next time. Yes, sir. Perfect, thank you. Um, 1 second here. I share the screen. Let me find it. And we'll talk about these equities. Realistically, interesting movement from. Oh, jeez. What happened here? Oh, why does this Zoom keep crashing? Jesus. Every time I try to share on Zoom, it just like blows up. I don't know why that is. Can you hear me on Zoom? Oh, because like when I click it, it just says Zoom meetings is not responding. Anyways, we'll just run with it. I can't draw though. Let's see what happens here. Oh, never mind. It came back. So let me see here. I'm just trying to find one thing. We'll take a look at this. I'm just looking for one more chart. Where the hell is it? So yesterday, right? I guess I don't need these like this. So yesterday we opened up after a pretty strong day to the upside. We had a nice rally on Thursday. On the Thursday overnight session leading into Friday, these guys try to push it even higher. And what we found was there was a lot of heavy volume into these highs into the close of the session from that same day on Thursday. So this becomes a massive, massive barrier we were watching for the last few days, right? Becoming a nice little pullback zone. Lo and behold, what do we have here pre-market that I was talking about in our Discord? We come back to the same area, heavy volume into the lows. Look at how this looks. Right, look at how this looks. We come back into the area where all of this negative delta. This was breaking down yesterday in that live session talking about order flow levels and how to break those down a bit better. You have all that massive negative delta. You're above it, right? When those big market sellers come in, it generally opens up more momentum move to the upside, and we got that push over the last 2 days. And when we pulled back here pre-market, a lot of negative delta was starting to build up with a lot of heavy volume, leading me to believe, okay, this seems like a decent idea to try the long side on this. So we have two main levels over the past 2 days that I was looking at for, or I guess the past day, now today as well, we can count it. Two main levels that I'm looking for to hold out that long side momentum move, and the first one got tagged here pre-market into that low 90. The second one, realistically, is into this like mid to low 70. So we'll see how that kind of transpires, but from yesterday's momentum move, we kind of pushed under some of these heavy buyers into these 02s to 05s from the overnight session, kind of pushing below them, getting trapped into the highs, rolling over a bit with some trapped longs into this like 10-11 area here pre-market. So you got a decent bit of volume that's shaping up right now at this region. You have volume here, minor little distribution ledge over here. The way I see it is that if there's going to be some kind of momentum push to the downside to clean up a lot of this like lower volume a bit lower and these exhausted buyers, I think it's supposed to come out today at some point. So I'm gonna be looking to see if some of these sellers want to come in through these areas between 02 and 05 on the S&P. Ideally, we don't get back into this 10 area. This 10 area is like, it's fairly important, but I don't want to see prices retest the overnight highs, right? I'd rather see them start failing below that for a heavier offer. Otherwise, we still get into a kind of sideways momentum move on Friday, right? We have all the Fed speakers in the world apparently today. We got Jerome Powell's on the wire right now. We got Bostic, I think. I honestly don't even know who it is. I'm just making names up at this point. But there's, I think, 3 or 4 Fed speakers today, which isn't great, realistically, for cleaner moves. So I want to see if these guys can lead a little more bear, except into this block of volume and delta to the downside, where we have an area under that 88. We start opening up down to like 72 to 75 on the S&P, so I can see some of that sell side push a little heavier lower. So that's what I'm not going to be like blindly bearish, say sell every freaking rally, but that's what I'd like to see happen on that sell push, and then some buyers step in at lower prices, which sit around that 70, 74, right? I want to see how they kind of react there before I just start buying blindly. So I think that they've kind of capitulated on this long side a little. I think that we need to find better buyers lower. And I think this exhaustive move can kind of wrap up into the end of this week. So let me see here. We'll move this. We'll move this. And then we'll talk about NASDAQ as well. NASDAQ yesterday, right? NASDAQ yesterday, the highs were way, way more obvious. These guys got so freaking trapped into that. What time is it actually? These guys got so freaking trapped into that high, right? Pre-market even, they get trapped at like 695 or whatever the area was here. Massive positive delta. They get reoffered pretty aggressively. Big buyers step in around 700, 705, right? I'm seeing like 100 hit the book on NASDAQ, 50 hit the book on NASDAQ buy side. Immediate like 30, 40 offers come in, push it down. All these buyers get trapped. They keep trying to buy. Every offer slaps the price lower, and they got extremely, extremely stuck into the highs there on NASDAQ that opened up a decent leg lower. So as I see it, right, on the overnight session, I was kind of looking to see you have the distribution start on NASDAQ that sits around this like 610-ish area or so, 600 area, which is pretty much the high. I wanted to see if we can go and test the bottom band of all this heavier volume that created this like massive delta of sellers on the overnight, but you can see, right, we only tagged up into the 600 before we failed. So I didn't have anything there on Nasdaq to attempt that move lower, but I still like it on the lower end. We're starting to break back under some of these key areas that were formed from the last time we traded all-time highs. So the way I see Nasdaq 550 area, you've got a decent cluster of volume and then a low volume drop off. If you take a look at it from this delta perspective, a lot of people stuck into the lows, first of all, right? A lot of people stuck down here, but right over here, you've got an interesting clustering, I would say, like 545, 555 becomes an area for that immediate pullback to see some of the sell side kind of open up and get triggered. So those are the regions that I'm going to watch. On this, I want to see a little more downside. If we start moving back up above key levels, right? If Nasdaq manages to take back above 550, if S&P manages to take back above the 05, 08, 10 area, then I think it just gets balanced from there. I don't want them to trade higher levels to start the morning session. I would like to see them trade lower highs and then get some new sellers involved at lower prices. So let's see how that kind of shapes up here. Pre-market, damn, that was juicy as hell. If you look at this, this is what I posted pre-market, looking for those puts on SPX. 7 a.m., right? It was pretty early, but SPX, the beauty of SPX, they trade overnight, so I really like that. I took a few of these puts to the downside. Very, very nice pre-market move here, just like on the S&P. But I think there could be a little more. I'm going to open up some puts for Monday, probably, with some profits for QQQ and the SPY. So, yeah, Let's see what we got cooking here for the morning session. I'm leaning a slight bit bearish. If you want to check out our free Discord, check out community.tradeproacademy.com. For those that are on YouTube, we'll put Fatty on as well here. And then maybe make some coffee before this session starts. Morning, Fatty. How you doing, man? Yes, sir. Tis Friday. Let's see. I had a little long here pre-market. I already closed it though on the ES. I got some swings trying to run a little lower, but we'll see. Let's see how this shapes up. We open up in like 30 seconds. Shit. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Can't just sell everything.
Sell your assets. That's the anti-Jerome
Yeah. Jerome, Jerome Powell called everyone that doesn't have assets poor. Have fun with your non assets. Alright, there's the market open. Let's see. I'll be looking at seeing some of these guys try to push it a touch higher, see some, maybe an offer come in. Where is this Nas? Sorry, 1 second. I gotta find this other chart now. They keep running away from me. A few minutes like this off the open, give it some time. A lot of people honestly don't even trade the first hour. Sell our asses. Nasdaq, Nasdaq. Maybe I should have opened some, or maybe I should have held some of that long on this S&P. I was actually taking 93-ish. Almost, yeah. But I'm already out of this. Like, I closed it already. This closed it around like 5,300. I don't know. Like pre-market, I thought we were gonna kind of hold an offer around this O2 area. It's still not like late. Obviously, we're still running up a little here. You had that like that huge delta from Thursday into those highs. When we traded that, I felt like it was just kind of a no-brainer at that point. Like with Nas, they're getting a little stuck back into that like 545, right? S&P, shit, shit. I know, but like this like reaction like right away. I don't know. Did you get short?
No, I didn't. I'll try. Trying right now.
Like they're selling a little more aggressively here, and S&P. It's around the POC right now. I don't know if we get back into that area, right? Like I think if you trade 530201, nice offers there. Probably should hold on that sell.
Better be. I'm short like 5,300.
Oh shit.
That's so much. It's like I put it to two at first, and I was like, nah, I ain't going back over there. And I just moved it down.
I filled only one lot on this NAS at 545. S&P, I think I was a little too slow on it. And this shit just like offered right away. Like, I marketed it maybe. A lot of Sellers are accumulating here right now. Not really going anywhere. I don't I don't love what's it called? I don't love trading or opening positions at the point of control. It's kind of a rookie thing to do. HFT scalping strategy began employing spam and cancel strategies that dominate top of book trading activity. You mean spoofing? I feel like that's been around for a very long time. Take care, Brian. Message me on Discord. This guy scalped 65 billion lots on that short, then left. Well, here, still scratching my ass. Fatty went to make tea. Buxy's playing with chickens. I heard chicken in the background. I would say like lower your expectations for today's trading day, people. Like, realistically, like sessions, the majority of them are probably gonna be boring, right? You're just waiting for shit to appear. Realistically, I'm gonna start shorting this on the ES.
What happened to not shorting around the point of control?
Listen, listen. Listen here. Small size.
Yeah, that's what they all say. That's what I'll say.
You're not wrong. Like, it's not like ideal per se. Like I don't.
Get a good fill, bro. I'm not arguing. Just get a good fill.
Yeah. They might. Shit. If they trade up to 05, I might do it again. Boxy's chicken getting agitated. Did someone not say chicken in the background?
Yeah, yeah, somebody was saying, but it was unboxing. No, it's my wife. She's
Oh.
putting in the Instacart order. She's...
I see some kind of sellers trying on this, but
Buyers are dominating right now. Like,
it
they
looked,
got two pushes down.
yeah, it looked
And
better that
fell
first time
one.
around. Yeah, taking out on that. I don't. I just. I still like the idea. I just don't think I got a good entry, honestly. Like they're holding offers pretty well. Like, if I can fill one at this like 04 maybe, and then I'll try to fill one higher if it trades higher. NQ keeps getting trapped
I
too.
don't think it's gonna.
Yeah, I might not fill shit. Well, is that like almost like a high tick on the stop? That was kind of stupid. NQ short keeps working for like $400 or $500 moves like 3 times over. And I'm over here like trying to get filled on this stupid ES short. You gotta be fucking kidding me. That was super annoying, honestly. I got a bad fill on that. Like the offer's coming in now.
There's two shots, but I'm on board. Let's see if they can extend though.
I think they.
I
I
want them to
think they
feel
can.
again.
I like. Yeah. See that. Should have listened more to Fatty about that stupid POC. Michael's like, I'm on board because I filled above the POC. What the fuck? That's very true. That's very true.
Come on, sellers. What happened now?
That's really annoying. I feel like you guys just wait for me to get in, then you get your fills like 1 point better than I do.
Doesn't necessarily happen like that. It's more like it trades your level, you fill, now it's 1 point higher. If I want to fill, oh my god, fill lower? No, I'm just gonna fill higher. You get in, and if the fill doesn't get in right away, you're gonna fill higher.
No, listen. People wait to see if my trade's going well, and then they're like, oh, I can get a
Yeah,
better
and
fill
then
than
they
this
drop.
idiot.
That makes sense too, honestly. That also, yeah, that works.
I still have one left on this Nas though. They kept getting stuck into that 545 area. Frickin' works like a charm. At least Nas is paying me some kind of cash. That was such a
One off for here.
that was such an annoying entry, honestly, on this S&P, man. What did I trade? I got filled what like 01, it goes up to 04, takes my stop. What was I thinking? Noob.
Did the same trade. If it's like
I tried, dude.
It's
I
like
tried.
if you
I didn't re-enter too quick, I guess.
no, he didn't to re-enter low now because the rejection from '04 was quick and it didn't rotate back into the level. So you want it to fill like '03, '04. You're not gonna get that. That stop predicted thing here to get. It's expensive. It's fast.
No,
So
man.
you
Like
want it for lower.
when I
You
got
have
stopped out, I should have
'03
filled
fills.
again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying.
No, I know, and I was too slow on trying to limit in, which was like a mistake.
Like you're short Nasdaq. You're always in positions, bro.
Yeah, I know. I have options going too. I'm
Stick
just
with
praying
it.
now.
See?
But this SMP, that's super annoying because I tried smaller size and then got stopped, and I couldn't get in again. Like I could have, I guess, but like I was like, shit, do I just mark it in? And then I'm looking at it like, if I mark it in, I'm gonna get the same exact entry as the first one.
Yeah. That's kind of what I ended up with. I got a better, I got a like 3 point away entry. So just,
Yeah, I did literally say if it gets my stop, I'm just gonna enter again. But like, you saw me try to click on it, and then I didn't get filled on it.
400, 500 sellers here, 97 quarter. You gotta stay below that.
They're gonna offer this, man.
But yeah, I want it to offer. Trust me. I just I'm like drilling my stuff tight. So market goes furthers.
The thing with marketing in, I'm gonna get a shit fill realistically. Like that was like the thing that I was mainly worried about. Like, but what does it matter? We're trading how many points lower? Like I would have marketed in what like oh ones anyways. We're trading 6 points lower. That was an execution error on my behalf. Ugh, that's annoying.
bad, 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 bad. No, go lower. Go lower.
It's gonna be a difficult task to get under this like mid to lower 90, but the offer is there. Like I got this Nasdaq going here, but I don't know.
Don't like this bit on S&P on flat. Maybe too early. I wanted to cover that earlier stuff, but come on, with profit? Don't know, man. I think I
Oh,
might bounce higher back into like O2s before like it makes that drop. Or I might just hold 98 resistance here. Listen, like
I got one.
pricing is different to me. I don't want to take that.
No, dude, I like the offer honestly. If you have like multiple lots, right? I think these are like areas where you could risk to like see some more. I'm up a decent bit on this last Nasdaq runner here. Like, see if it can dump under this like 500, but they're just kind of getting stuck into this 500 on the Nas. Like, I got the last limit here into this silly 480. Let's see how this goes. If it pulls back up on the S&P, honestly, I'd probably short it again. But this time I'd want to see them hold an offer into these large negative deltas to actually sustain them. So the importance of re-entering again. I should have been quicker with it, honestly.
You know what I did too on that fill? I'm not gonna say it's gonna take pride, but yeah, on the refill,
MSA.
MSA.
Fuck.
I was like, yo, I'm not gonna like, I don't wanna scrap it with a partial entry. I just like
Oh my god.
Mikey take credit party. First time goes.
Ugh. I'm positionless on this S&P. Sad. Those. That's a difference between what, like, a 2 point area, right? Even if I filled O2, remember my area was O2 to O5. Even if I filled O2, we still would have been surviving right now. I think it's just gonna be harder to break through. You have like a lot of volume into the lows from the overnight session at this area. I think it's just gonna be a difficult task, but I think they're gonna do it. Like offers a bit stronger here. I don't imagine we stay into this like higher balance too much longer. Nasdaq is just like the issue here is there was a lot of traders that were trapped on the short into these lows, and the same thing's accumulating at that 500. So that's a pretty annoying aspect. Rajesh got O2, had narrow escape. Yeah, honestly, well done with those entries. Better entries than mine. That's okay. That is okay. There's a lot of accumulation of sellers into these lows. I think it's going to be a fairly difficult mission for the buy side to like leap through these, right? I think it's just going to be attempted sell. The profile's split fairly evenly, right? Under the POC, it's just sellers. Above the POC, it's just buyers.
That's why I kind of flattened. Like, I get it. I'm short biased too. I think the short side's gonna get it. It's just, are they really gonna extend the session like from the first 10 minutes? Not enough bear baked into this. I think another bounce higher. O2 to O4. I'll do that trade maybe one more time on the short side. Look at that. 880 stuck at 300 now. No, no, come on. This is too far from market stop for me.
Fatty's like, I'll sell it, but not here. Come on, bro. It's too low. Yeah, they are getting trapped into that low.
Has like two on the volume profile accumulated decent volume into like oh 05, 5, oh 05, 510.
Mm-hmm.
Decent bounce. Oh, that's insane. That's I view that as opportunities to build a trade again or get in again. It's just like focus on the qualification. And this
Yeah.
way you even like you know what you're looking for more the more you see it, right? So if you execute once and you get it, execute twice, you do it. You're more confident this way. So Vic, if you had like a runner, right? Like let's assume you got
probably if I
not
was
break
like
even.
short O2.
Even though you have 10 points of profit, assuming 302 to 94, you'll still be waiting at break even.
Yeah, because like if I have if I have conviction in the trade, realistically, like I'll I'll try to see it through and see if we can get that larger expansion, like risking that open profit. Like obviously along the way, I would have taken something off, so it's not like complete.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. I know. I'm assuming that you tapered the position and everything.
Yeah,
It's just your trailing strategy. Yeah, that's
just
just
leave it at
for me.
break
See,
even
yeah, that.
because like what was it? Yesterday, like I was looking to trail it. My stop was like I don't know, like plus maybe like a point or two on the last lot, and then I decided to just close it, which was stupid because it ran up another like 6 points above that area. So like if I have conviction in it, like I'm much better off, um, just leaving it as a wider open profit and looking to see if those guys are actually going to continue the move, right? Because I'm not saying all of the time, but like a pretty good percent of the time, if I see a move and there's conviction on it, they're most likely going to try to run it.
And the moves that you're gonna capture, you're gonna pay for whatever you risked a couple of times over to. It's
Yeah,
gonna. It's like
exactly.
I
Like
feel like this is where the personality aspect kicks in. For me, like taking like an 8 point, leaving an 8 point profit on the table doesn't like. Is it really comfortable? I can do it when I go mini T. You know what I mean? When I leave this completely and okay, like let it do its thing. But like I can't be there and do it. I would much rather like focus on getting more on the entry, increasing like the intensity of the trade per se by increasing the trade size at the entry, and then like just taper up as the move is unfolding and trail it tight. Because
yeah,
like for me, the more focus is just give more size because more size buys me more time into a trade. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Like it's like what Michael said. I'm pretty much risking like 400 or 500 bucks of the open profit, looking for something that's like 4 or 5 times that. Like so it's a lot based on the conviction of the trade itself. Like if it's like on trend or like super trapped or like a variability of maybe like three different patterns that are very consistent for larger moves, then like I don't mind leaving one if it like starts rotating, like it goes back and forth like 6 7 points and then it runs like 30. It's like in the grand scheme of it, once it's run that 30, those 6 7 points are nothing.
are gonna be, yeah, it's a great point too, because like as you said, not all trades are the same. If you're on trend from structure, you can really hold those ones. If you're fading for a bounce from a level that we haven't seen in a while, for example, or whatever, then
But
then
like
you're just capturing the first portion
the
of the move and
the
you have
thing is,
5 6 points.
the thing is like what I've noticed is like the huge reversal trades, right? Those like the stuck traders, like yesterday 700 on Nasdaq. Those like massive reversal, you catch a massive reversal, you can hold that shit for so long. I have some micro Nasdaq running from yesterday. They were up like 200 points each.
Wow, that's awesome. So what marks a huge reversal for you? What's the type like? What's
Like
the
just like
criteria
like
that
I
you
like
see
I like
when
finding fades like that have the potential for max reversal. I'm not saying like fade every freaking all time high, but like when Nasdaq gets like multiple thousand lots stuck at that top and they keep buying and they keep like rejecting, there's a pretty high chance you're gonna get a pretty big move to the downside. Like when they're like super trapped into highs or lows. Like it was the same thing as what's it called? The S&P. When was it?
by
Like a
super pep, does that mean it can like revisit that level multiple times throughout the session and keep offering? Is that how you gonna
yeah. Like it's like
represent
there's
it?
like a low probability that they'll get through it because like they keep buying into it and they've bought into like thousands of contracts and they just keep failing with like 80, 60, 100 point moves. Like it was like remember I think it was like this week a few days ago where we were buying I think it was like 5190. Like remember when we like pretty much went long off the open one day and I was just like
Yeah,
let's just fucking let this thing rip, right? That's like it's like one of those.
yeah, that's
Like these guys you see like over here you have this like huge delta clustering of these guys just constantly trying to sell into 99, like 300. I don't love the area. You have a massive point of control there, but it's shaping up from like an order flow perspective. It looks interesting. I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice, honestly. Like if it trades here and it goes offer from the POC, fine. I feel like I'm just gonna miss it. I'd rather learn from the stupidity I did last time. The thing with trailing is one of the hardest things to do properly because there's no rhyme or reason as to being able to trail tight and capture massive moves, right? Like you either don't trail or you trail with the widest stop, right? Otherwise, you're not going to be able to catch those large moves. Man, I like this stupid short area too, but trading at POC kind of wishy-washes me. I think Naz is pretty stuck into these highs. I don't see anything bullish about this market right now. Like the bid sucks ass. It's pretty slow. I think Naz is stuck into highs. I still like the potential for an ES short, but like maybe I'm gonna give it some time. They might reoffer higher. 500 coming on the market buy on the ES. We're looking to trade a balance right now. I'll set some blind limits, honestly, like this, and then just move these stops. Like trailing, I think it's a very tricky and difficult market concept, honestly. Actually, you know what? I might just like blindly try to enter a bit higher here like this. It's a very difficult, tricky concept in my perspective if you're trying to trail realistically because if you want to capture like a large move, the whole move, you're going to have to be okay with risking a massive open profit, right? There's no way around that. I don't think market conditions necessarily like if it's like super volatile, okay, that's a bit different. Having like a trailing stop can help you, like an auto trailer trailing a bit tighter can help you. Uh, because like for example, like let's say you get like a super volatile surprise Fed event or whatever it is, and the market's like swinging super aggressively. Remember like what happened throughout COVID? It's like swinging super aggressively. In those circumstances, like having like a step by step trailer would help because like if you get a positive fluctuation of 20 points in your favor, and then all of a sudden pulls back like 15, right? Then it looks very stupid. But in those are very rare situations, and for the most part, um, they're not going to be moves that happen very frequently. watching this Nasdaq back into this 555 area. I think it becomes a head fake move for some sellers to come through. I'm watching this market. For me to get back on the short on Nas, I want to see them reoffer this 550, 555 area. I think there's more of just a range to be played out today on this Friday. That 03 quarter on the ES. What happened at 03 quarter? I think his shorts are back on. It's very close to filling this S&P too. Maybe I drag one of these lower. See if I can fill a bit lower here. Short everything. Short it all. That was the issue. You went to make tea. If I don't get filled on this ES and we dump, closing Sierra for the day. What the bug? Like I believe in this head fake on Nas that gets offered. But the CES, like, you son of a... What is cumulative delta? Cumulative delta is a delta that accumulates throughout the day session. So for example, let's just say every candle's 5 minutes, right? Let's just simplify it. if every candle is a 5 minute candle, every 5 minutes has its own delta, right? Let's say the first 5 minutes is positive 10,000 delta. Let's just say the next candle is going to be negative 5,000 delta, right? So the cumulative delta from these first 10 minutes is going to be positive 5,000, right? So as that transpires throughout the day, by the end of the day, you have this cumulative number, whatever the hell it is.
Well, can you hit on that bit? Because I honestly don't. Like, tell me, am I wrong for not putting weight on that?
No, I don't care about
You
it
use
either.
cumulative? Yeah.
Like, I'm
Like,
not.
it's one of those things where you watch back and you're like sitting in awe. You're like, damn, we had like negative whatever of the day here, and
Yeah.
we ran up 200 points. So it's one of those things where like, okay, it's almost trading irrelevant. It's one thing to, I don't know. I really don't know how to use it. Never did. Probably
No,
never
with
will.
like cumulative delta, I
It's
feel like it's one of those things that's like, it doesn't like make or break your trading realistically. Like, there are some ways where like for example, I don't like that um it kind of lacks like a precision, if you will, a bit the way I see it. Um, in the sense that like for example, okay, fuck this market. I'm short Nasdaq, but I'm not short this ES. Like you got to be kidding me. ES is like I even tried to drag it down. This what I meant. Like I think the bid was bullshit on Nasdaq. You got a little head fake higher. Okay, you fill like 560, 555. Now you're trading 530. Like gains. S&P misses me by like 2 ticks after that stop. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too conservative on the S&P. I just maybe I'm not paying close enough attention. Maybe I'm just not trading the S&P well today. It seems. Um, Price is in like a very big balance today. I think that we stay in a lot of that balance until the later portion of the session. Um, this S&P is kind of just toying with me, honestly. But I like for a little more to the downside to anyways. Like with cumulative delta, I think that like you'll have a period of time where you like you'll have like a rising cumulative delta, but like prices like not rising necessarily, and you're like, oh shit, like what's going on? And then at some point, like you'll probably see price start declining if like you get like let's say in like a 10 minute period you get like massive increased delta from the prior 10 minute period, and we just keep riding higher. Like there's at some point you'll see a downside move, but like I like it. I like looking at it from a histogram point of view, like a level perspective, where like for example with S&P or Nasdaq, you get the accumulation of like three, let's say like 2 to 3 points of like massive positive negative delta that's just like super super obvious. So you have the level, you have the area, you have the understanding of when it's accumulating because you're watching it. So I don't know. I think it's just like from those perspectives. Delta? What does delta mean? Delta is the difference between market buyers and market sellers. You got a lot of videos to watch. Mike, you want me to short this POC? I short this POC. I'm honestly thinking of opening this short on this ES, like just like fuck it, sell the lows. I'm up another 30 on Nas here, like 30, 35 point move on Nas. S&P can't get the fill. We're back into lows. Bye, 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 bye. Nas, the bid was fake. Like, it was BS from the start. I don't believe this thing. Yeah, okay, you head fake back above that 545 area. Okay, great. 560. There was someone waiting there on the positive delta. It reoffers from there, holds the offer 555. They did. But the thing is, we're in a pretty strong limbo state right now. Markets are just kind of rotating sideways right now. It's going to be difficult to escape this balance. A lot of support structure has been identified into that like mid to low 90 as well. Usually I'm a lot more in sync with this S&P, but I'm missing this last fill here. I said I'd shut down Sierra chart. Yeah, so like, I see you guys are having conversation about these like negative deltas in the chat here. The thing is, yeah, you are right, but I want to add something to it as well. Like, don't take it super literally that we have to the tick hold the area, right? Like, it's a region where you can kind of sustain and hold around. Obviously, if you start moving, like we moved back to '03, and by that logic, shuts down Sierra chart, opens up interactive broker, starts trading. But by that logic, like we moved up to '03, so we're above all this negative delta clustering. By that logic, these guys are stuck and we're expecting this massive expansive move to the upside, right? We are above the area, they are stuck, but it's a very big region of these traders getting stuck into those lows, right? So just understand that when they're building this up, if they move above like 1-2 points, they immediately get reoffered back in the space. There's still a bearish narrative in this.
Great point, Vic. I get my best fills when I see a negative cluster of delta, right? And like it kind of pops above 1 or 2 points and it starts offering, and this is better. So it's actually like like if I'm trying to get on the sell and there's a clustering of delta where there's a fight, I get the best fills above there if it goes
Yeah.
there. Thing is, this is where your aggression level kind of kicks in. This is where you weigh it in for yourself. It's like, and that's not like it becomes easier as you're watching the order flow. You're like, huh, you know what, 100 offering 200, not big quantity. Nobody's really motivated to sell this thing right now. I'll wait and try to get a better fill above that like fight area. See if like either the bid, continues the momentum or it re-offers, and that becomes the good entry. Or if like that cluster and you see a lot of orders just hammering, this is where you step on it. That's,
I'll put the early exit pull up if you guys want. So to answer some of these questions, how do I recognize a BS bid while NQ is making session highs above all that buying delta? Like, this is one of those things that we were just talking about. Like, when you have a region like that, you have to take it with a grain of salt that it doesn't exactly have to hold that area, right? Like, it doesn't have to exactly hold it to the tick. You get like obviously a lot of practice, but when you start bidding, making new highs, and the order flow on those new highs is kind of weak. It's kind of like you get to like if you have an area that's building up positive delta, for example, into a high, or you have an area where there's a lot of buying into a high and price doesn't go up, but eventually it goes up, right? All that area, first you got to take into context of what's going on, but that whole area, it doesn't necessarily get stuck until someone reoffers it super aggressively. So if we start running up and like the buying is, it's just like size wise is very weak, it doesn't look that great, you just wait to see, okay, can it reoffer from a certain area? Like, I am under the assumption that around that 555 it was a BS bid because they were buying like very very slowly. It wasn't necessarily rallying super aggressive in comparison to the sell side that came in. So I'm just waiting to see, okay, if one massive offer comes in just above that area, then it confirms my hypothesis that these guys were kind of on the BS on the buy side. If I actually got filled this stupid ES, my target short generally would be into this low 90, like a big target, because we're trading into this like thicker range right now, um, which could bring a few head fakes to the upside and downside. Ultimately, I like lower, right? 88, 74. I'll drop these charts in our free Discord today if you guys want, if everyone's on that stream. There was another question here I missed. I see a sneaky ledge at 88 could be a fake out lower. I agree with you there, Daniel, making it seem like it's over until 72 bids. Yeah, I think that could be interesting there. I like that bid off the 92 today. Like 92 to 94 was a big region. Um, the like we could head fake a bit lower and then try a bid, but I don't know. If I'm gonna buy this knife, I already bought it once at this 92 pre or 93 pre market. I might just save a bullet for like 72, 74. I just keep shorting Nasdaq, S&P here. Like I didn't get filled. I got a little too aggressive on that first one. I took a stop. I didn't re-offer it, which I should have. Right. I think I was a little too slow to act on that. User error, execution error there. I admit to that fault, and then I didn't get filled on this last pop because I dragged my stupid limits higher a bit. So, nonsense. It's stupidity. This is Sierra chart. What those broken lines above highs are. Oh, that's like those are resting passive orders. Not that important. It wouldn't be a poor high if it, Robert, if it's above the highs. Like if it doesn't trade there, it can't be a poor high. No worries. This ES, the speed of this, I don't want to get chopped up into this. I think that's why, like, subconsciously, I think I pulled my limits higher because I wanted to get, like, the best possible extreme fill. And getting no fill is kind of a way of being like, okay, I'm a little, like, I already took one stop getting chopped up into this. like at a bad entry and it was holding extremes. I don't really want that to happen again, so I got like way too conservative. That's the way I'm justifying it right now. I'll make a I'll make a coffee. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be back. I'm so short the Nas.
Where did you get the Nasdaq short? 550, 514.
556 is my average on this. I got two left on it. Like, it's up a decent bit. Actually, a lot. But the the S&P I couldn't get filled on that. But I've been shorting Nasdaq pretty much just every chance I get. With the S&P, like I said, I missed it. But I like this low to break realistically. I'll answer these questions. Let me just grab this coffee. Aha. Ja si upraj sama. This thing, like, they get stuck into the lows. I leave for like 2 minutes. They get trapped into the lows more. Anyways, I'll answer some of these questions now. But I like it eventually to break lower, maybe into the afternoon. But let me see. I ever use Cumulative Bookmap? I haven't used Bookmap. I've seen like good things on it about it. I've seen decent like charting and like uses of Bookmap. I know. I think they have like reconstructed tape on it with like those bubbles. That looks pretty interesting. With like big market orders and whatnot. Uh, I'm not saying this is the same, but this is a shitty version of it. But the those look pretty interesting. Cumulative delta indicator that works. I haven't. Yeah, I don't know about Bookmap to be honest, but I think like that and like Motive Wave look pretty interesting to me. And like what Mike just said in the YouTube chat, Sierra does everything that Bookmap can. Yeah, Sierra is super customizable. You got to play with it obviously, and like really figure out what those settings are and all that nonsense. But it pretty much I feel like you can do anything on Sierra chart. It is a pain in the ass, kind of archaic, but I haven't gravitated away from Sierra. Not that like my setup or anything is like super complicated or complex here. What will it take for this shit to break lower? I'm gonna check out some of these options I have. I feel like all this chop and like the sideways movement has just absolutely fucked them. Yeah, they're losing value. Like they're up a bit, but they're like losing value. Anyways,
0 days to expiry.
no, I did some like spy and triple Qs, almost off the open for Monday that I posted on Discord. But like I just left honestly the SPX the 0 days that I opened pre market that I posted. I just left like some of them to do whatever the hell they wanted to do. Just took profits on the majority and just whatever. Is this how this day's gonna go?
Yeah, sideways. Kinda, I don't know. I felt like it's gonna play out like that. Well, like I do believe in the downside. Honestly, I think it will break lower, and I don't think like it's gonna hold up too much around those low 90s. Might get another bounce to the upside when we break, but if we break this consolidation taken, you have a lot of buying that came in to support that 95. Like these guys have stops. I think it's just gonna open up the downside into the 70s. But yeah, like right now, not in anything. Like three trades today, all the same levels. There's just different fills. First one got stopped. Second one was good. Third one was a partial fill. Kind of
That's good, man. Yeah,
going
like
with what we got. stop at break even, pretty much, and see if you get another extension to the downside leg, or you rinse and repeat that trade, and they both work, honestly. It's about you being consistent with what you do.
The Yeah, exactly. Like I, fuck, I don't know. I didn't fill those shorts on the ES. It's kind of I'm still a little
You're
triggered
still
over
short
that.
Nasdaq, though. I'm jealous of that. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I looked now and I was like, damn, like when I opened up the Nasdaq like volume profile chart, I was like, damn, that's a much better short. It kind of retested an area where there's a ledge. Pre like session
Yeah,
till balance to the value area high. You had like that was a really good setup over there. So I was like, didn't do it. And there it is.
fair enough.
Don't get them all, Vic. I know you're used to getting them all, but my colleague, they don't get them all. So
No, I just hate being right and being
I'm not
down.
in.
like,
Oh, I'm done.
like if I'm right and I got stopped, it's like so bad. I'd rather be wrong as hell and like red as hell than being right and red.
Yeah, I get that.
Like if I'm super super wrong and I'm stubborn, like yeah, okay, destroy me. But like if I'm right and I'm like just like even like I'm green on the day with the S&P too from that long from the pre-market, but like I couldn't get filled on this stupid short a few times over, so now I'm triggered. Now I'm triggered. It was two good fills on the ES, both at like 03 ish, I would say. 02, 03 were good fills.
When I was learning, one of my friends that trade futures, they trade like a bigger account, and he was like, "Look, like I get two ideas a day, and I give three shots each, and usually he does like a wider stop, but does two shots, like two trades. He's like, you mark these deltas, and try to fill above them. That's how I do it.
But yeah, like
And
if you like it makes sense honestly. Like if you've got a good understanding of the context of the market, right? Bearish, bullish, whatever. And you have like you're right, let's say like 70-80% of the time on the general directionality of it based on the context, and you have like two good levels, honestly, like I like that idea too. Like with Nasdaq I was looking at that exact same kind of scenario. With the S&P I was looking at the same scenario. It just didn't execute very well, where like I'm inherently bearish today, like I want to see the downside open up, and I'd short like 03ish and like maybe 10, but then I short 0001 whatever POC bullshit like a baboon.
honestly, the way that printed in my head is like, okay, like if you're using a 3 point stop, which relative to his was nothing, you know what I mean? I better be ready to do that, like trade two, three
I know,
times.
and I was like, I was like,
That's
I'm gonna enter again. I was like, if I get stopped, I gotta enter again. Then I just like, I was way too slow to click. If you have questions about this, because like, I don't know, if I don't get like if I don't get another fill, which I probably won't realistically, like on this ES, am I gonna short it like or attempt to short it the third time into 04? I don't know, but I don't really want to buy them either. So let me know if you have any questions, because I'm kind of inactive right now, just waiting for this range to play out. Like they keep selling into it. I'm expecting them to try to push a little lower. Almost, almost. I think we're trading new lows into the session at least. Nasdaq, not yet.
S&P breaks below the 95s.
Like, you have a C tail into a poor low into this heavy volume. I think it's going to be fairly difficult for this thing to fucking break, unfortunately.
Would you support the long argument at 92 if you see a bit?
I think it head fake, like Daniel was saying, a bit lower and then get rebid if there's going to be something of the sort. I think like 88 head fake rebids if it doesn't just goes like freaking crashing through because like they're still fairly trapped. Bump 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 bump.
Let's watch here and see. I mean, like you cut the top on Nasdaq, catch the bottom on S&P, and you can just write a book and live your life on the beach.
Just gonna sell all my assets and live my life on the beach. No more trading.
Selling all your assets sounds nice. Now when I think of it, I'm like, what assets do I have? There's only like
Bro, I saw you have like
house,
99
trading.
million apartments in Egypt.
It's like the house and the trading account and the apartment here. It's very. If I sell all of them, I probably live on the beach for a month.
Whoa, what beach are you going to? Dubai? The general definition of a.
Bits.
Sorry, what?
No, I was like looking to see if like that's a head fake and it qualify long, but it's no bids inside, not like clear bidding to get blank
Yeah, when
inside.
they sell into this low like this and they're not getting like reactively sprung back up and it's just constant selling as it flatlines into a low, there's probably going to be an attempt lower. Like you have a larger negative delta literally at the low tick. Nasdaq's not as weak anymore, but someone asked what a poor low was. General definition of like poor lows and poor highs is kind of like an incomplete auction where you would trade into a level that's like a tail on the market profile. And if you have an incomplete auction over there, it acts as a rejection for buyers or sellers, right? Like sellers get rejected into the lows and they get like sprung back up on poor lows.
The offers picking up, look 620 here at 91.5. The sell side gets bid up on 400 buyers.
You just made a low
Slump up.
by like a few ticks here while this Nasdaq is getting stuck into the lows. I don't love that. Nasdaq sucks into this low.
Was below the low. Nasdaq bounced already higher, which is interesting. Yeah. It's not enough bids for me to try a long yet on S&P. 300 on a small pop like that wouldn't do it. I want to see more buying and more activity.
Sell, fuck, jeez. I'm up about 50 points on NAS, which is nice. But I don't know. These guys like keep failing, and they keep kind of getting trapped into the low with just like look at this, like look at this chart with NAS. Accumulation of heavy delta pre-market in and around 500. Same shit today, right? Massive sellers into lows, right? This usually kind of springs some kind of upside momentum. If you can't break this hurdle, it gets very iffy here. It's a very similar situation with the S&P. If I can find the chart, that'd be fantastic. Where the hell is it? Like with the S&P, right? Look at this thing. Like you got a lot of negative delta from the prior move as well, from the Fed day. This is ridiculous. Splits up the day pretty well, right? Realistically, all this should put a little more downside pressure on the market, but we got an excess low over here, single print excess low, into an area that just like keeps selling, and they can't hold a heavy reoffer. I don't love it.
I want to try a long man, but it's just not seeing much confirmation. It sucks. I feel like I'm looking too hard. Just the selling thinned out too. Where's that low? Like you see, like it's not. They're not really selling, but they're not buying big either. But you have a strong Nasdaq, but it's not enough confirmation to lean on.
I think this is your
It's just
chance if you want to get
really
long.
unstable.
If you want to get long, this was a head fake lower. Like
Yeah.
timing it along Nasdaq 500. I don't know. It's up like
Well,
15
it
points from
made
the
it
area.
all the way back down there. Wow. Go back in time. More like wait 5 minutes. What?
Not even. I don't think I for me it's very difficult for me to be a buyer today.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Think now I'm thinking of it. If I was short, I'll probably not look for the long. It's just probably better for me to stay off. You wanna do the poll, Vic?
Yeah, sure.
Let's see how we did today.
I think good. I think very good. The wrap up for me today didn't trade ES very well, honestly. Um, Even though everything was set into stone, doesn't necessarily matter if the execution wasn't there. But Nasdaq was fine. I don't want to get long this market, man. Honestly. Yeah.
I think a lot of people jamming into this 91. Honestly, I'm gonna swing it. Try the long. It's aggressive, follow the knife. I don't usually do this, but I'm good today.
May the prayer circle be with you.
Really appreciate it.
My puts are actually making some kind of money now.
Close this ball out.
Well done. 76% live positive to wrap up the week of our traders. I like that, right? Staying on the short side might have increased those numbers if you were getting more aggressive on the re-entries, like I wasn't. So with the ES, I kind of fumbled that. To end this, we were biased looking for that short. NASDAQ, much better, right? I had 3 trades on NASDAQ, and all of them were impeccable, so it made up for that. Like, I was down like $300 on the ES off that one short. Pre-market here, we had a little long order as well. So you can see this from yesterday, but from today's session, right, the little longs, this is what we were talking about in Discord, that short, like, look at this, like, pretty much like a high tick. That was, like, it was so stupid. I should have just re-entered again, and here I couldn't get filled realistically on that short. I didn't take a fill on the short this time around because I was way too conservative on those areas. But with Nasdaq still holding 2 on this downside move from that average 556 area, seeing if we can break a low like the S&P. And Friday, right? It's a little annoying, but I'll work on this. I think there's still a little more downside potential, right? We're through some of these key levels. There are a lot of barriers on the S&P lower, realistically. That'll try to hold this thing out, but I like the 72 target. Remember, options as well that I talked about pre-market in the setup. The SPY and the QQQ options are doing pretty solid on the put side for Monday. So I'm fairly bearish. I'm fairly bearish to wrap up this day. I think we got a little exhausted over these moves into these highs, and we should deserve a nice little pullback into this afternoon. I'm not blindly bearish, I'm just expecting a little pullback for better longs to get in at lower prices. So pretty good day. To wrap up the week, Fridays are usually a little slower. I want to take it with ease. And with that, let's see, maybe into the afternoon we have a few more trades in Discord. I'll see you guys there. If you're new, we do these lives on YouTube on Fridays, but check us out at TRADEPROacademy.com for more access to the full stuff. So thank you guys. If you do have any questions, let me know. We'll chat in Discord, and I'll see you guys there. So well done today, well done on this week, and enjoy your weekend. Have a good weekend, everyone.